Hello and welcome to my channel. Say hi to a happy day. In this channel, I would like to share tales and stories I personally picked and or my kids' favorite book stories. Let's enjoy listening while I read to you a story, Ghost of Christmas Past. It should have been a joyous time. Christmas was coming. Rapunzel's very first Christmas since returning home to the castle. She had spent every Christmas locked away in Mother Gothel's tower since she was a baby. The castle halls were decked with boughs of holly. The butlers had just chosen the royal Christmas tree. Everyone did their best to spread holiday cheer. Even the crankiest townsfolk were merry. But in the royal family, one person was not ready for a happy holiday. "No way, said Rapunzel. "I refuse to celebrate Christmas." "What?" cried Eugene. "Why don't you want to celebrate the most wonderful holiday of the year?" Rapunzel looked shocked. "Wonderful?" she said. "I think you mean terrifying." Eugene was confused until Rapunzel shared her memories of Christmases spent with Mother Gothel's tower. "You know how it is?" Rapunzel said. "There's all of that eerie Christmas music. Mother Gothel sang it non-stop at Christmas time. I hate chanting and growling." That didn't sound like any Christmas music Eugene had ever heard. But he let Rapunzel continue. "Mother Gothel also told us the tale of Nicholas, the ghostly Christmas elf, how he creeps into children's rooms on Christmas Eve and steals them away. It kept me up at bedtime." Rapunzel sighed and shrugged. "But I guess that's why all kids have terrible sleeping on Christmas Eve." "Actually, no," Eugene said. "That's not what Christmas is like at all." It was clear to Eugene. Mother Gothel had made Christmas sound frightening on purpose. It was just another way she had tried to make Rapunzel afraid of the world outside her tower. He smiled, taking Rapunzel by the hand. "You know what?" he said. "I'll show you what Christmas is really like. Come on." Eugene took Rapunzel outside the castle. She seemed unsure and a little skittish, but Eugene reassured her. "Just look around and listen," he said. "Does this seem like a spooky holiday to you?" They passed a group of children singing Christmas carols. The sound was sweet and soothing. The words were all about hope and joy. It was like no Christmas music Rapunzel had ever heard before. Just then, a small boy ran up to Rapunzel. He held out a package wrapped with a bow. "Merry Christmas, Princess Rapunzel," he said. "I made this for you." But Rapunzel didn't take the gift. Her eyes widened in alarm. "Trick package!" she cried, diving behind a low stone wall. She peeked out wearily from her hiding place. Eugene and the children stared at her in disbelief. "It's not a trick," Eugene said. "Just a gift." He opened the box. Inside was a hand-woven crown of holly. Slowly, Rapunzel walked over to him and took the crown. She placed it on her head. "A real Christmas gift," she said, as she hadn't heard of such a thing. "Not a trick package." She knelt by the little boy and took his hands in hers. "Thank you so much." Next, Eugene and Rapunzel came across a tree trimming party. Together, the townsfolk were decorating an enormous Christmas tree in the center of the town square. Rapunzel pointed toward the top of the tree. "You need a lot more charms up there," she advised, "if you want to scare off the ghostly Christmas elf." She picked up one of the ornaments. And I'm not sure these charms are anywhere near scary enough. Eugene took her aside. They're not charms, he exclaimed. They're ornaments for decoration. Rapunzel looked confused. Oh, well, then, how do you keep the Christmas elf away? Eugene couldn't help laughing. Okay, next lesson. They went back into the castle where Eugene read to Rapunzel from several books about St. Nicholas. Oh, we had this one at the orphanage, Eugene said, holding up a red and green book. See? St. Nicholas isn't a ghostly Christmas elf. He's a jolly old fellow who travels far and wide on Christmas Eve bringing gifts to all the boys and girls around the world. Eugene showed Rapunzel drawings of a smiling bearded man carrying a sack of presents. Definitely no kidding. Rapunzel and Pascal looked at each other, marveling at the idea. And to think of all those Christmas Eves they'd spent huddled together by the fire, too afraid to sleep. You mean children have trouble sleeping on Christmas Eve because they are excited? She asked. Eugene nodded. That's right, he said. So now you know that what Christmas really is like? Do you think you might be interested in celebrating it this year? For real, for the first time. Rapunzel's face lit up. Yes, she replied, and she sprang into action. This was going to be the best Christmas ever. For weeks, Rapunzel lived and breathed Christmas, enjoying everything that the holiday season had to offer, everything she had missed out on while living in the tower. In the castle kitchen, she helped bake dozens and dozens of Christmas cookies. Then, she learned every word of Christmas carols she had never heard before. She decked every undecked inch of hall with garlands and ribbon, and for the first time she made beautiful, not spooky, Christmas ornaments. Finally, she wrapped handmade gifts for each member of her family. She could hardly wait until Christmas to see them open. By the time Christmas Eve arrived, Rapunzel was exhausted but very happy. Her family gathered to celebrate around their Christmas tree. Rapunzel's father, the king, proposes a toast. For years our hearts have not felt whole at this time of year because an important part of them was missing. He smiled at Rapunzel. The queen raised her glass and added, But now, for the first time since you were born, Rapunzel, this holiday is a joyful one for all of us. Rapunzel couldn't agree more. Surrounded by her warm, loving family in front of the crackling fire, she could not imagine a better Christmas. Rapunzel sighed happily and flopped down next to Eugene on a cozy settee. Thank you for all of this, she said. I should really be thanking you, Eugene admitted. You know, this is my first Christmas with a real family. All those years in the orphanage, I knew what Christmas was supposed to be like, but it somehow never felt that merry until now. Eugene and Rapunzel sat together in front of the fire, waiting for Christmas to come. But before long, Rapunzel fell asleep. Eugene smiled. After all those spooky, sleepless Christmas Eves in the tower, Rapunzel had certainly earned a peaceful holiday. It had been a wonderful Christmas Eve, and there would be many more like it for years to come. The end. I hope you enjoy listening to the story Ghost of Christmas Past. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to listen to more of our favorite book stories. See you soon!